It's the morning video update. This is for Thursday, September 5th. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather turning wet at times. Today, tonight, tomorrow, into tomorrow night. We trend drier for the weekend with only a small chance of a shower Saturday, and we're still watching the tropics. Really having a hard time getting its act together there. But let's go right to the radar this morning. So we're live at 5:09 a.m. Who would be awake at this hour? Well, me and you. How about that? So, again, you can see some pretty large areas of light rain falling across the state. There's one band through parts of central and south Alabama lifting northward, roughly along the U.S. 80, Interstate 85 corridor. And we also note we've got some light rain falling up here in the Tennessee Valley of North Alabama this morning. A little bit of light rain falling in parts of Lauderdale, Limestone, Madison counties. And I'm afraid if you're in the Tennessee Valley, you're going to be shortchanged on rain. You're probably not going to see that much over the next couple of days. The better rains will be down to the south. And again, you can see the large areas of rain lifting north. And quickly, let's go down to the Gulf Coast region. Things are relatively quiet this morning. We have some thunderstorms offshore. And if you're beach-bound or headed down that way, understand, sure, it's going to rain at times today and tomorrow, but not just raining the whole time. And we'll revisit the radar before we wrap her up here. Here's the upper air look this morning. This often tells the better story. The ridge continues to weaken across the deep south. There's an easterly low-level flow in a trough, a surface trough near the Gulf Coast. Here's the radar composite early this morning. And again, you can see those patches of rain across the deep south. Temperatures are mostly in the 70s because of a cloud cover. We're expecting highs in the 80s in most spots today. Tomorrow, temperatures will likely hover in the 70s all day because of clouds, rain, and an easterly flow. Here's the severe weather outlook for today and tonight. There is a small marginal risk around Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tomorrow, a marginal risk from near Louisville up to Cleveland. And on day 3, which is Saturday, no organized severe storms expected across the country. Here's a look at the rain for the next 7 days. This is valid through Thursday of next week. And again, you can see that if you're in Huntsville, the Shoals, Decatur, Hartselle, Russellville, even places like Fort Payne and Hamilton, you're going to be kind of shortchanged if this forecast verifies. And you understand, there's no doubt you could see some rain, but the really meaningful rain will most likely be across the southern half of the state, where rain amounts of 1 to 2 inches are likely. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden kind of on the line here. Rain amounts for those cities around 1/2 inch. Kind of could go either way. So in the tropics, all of a sudden we have 4 X's out here. And I saw some media outlet reporting the tropics are exploding. And, of course, that's nonsense. Most of this is just junk, and it won't develop. It's remarkably quiet. The 3 little disturbances you see there east of the United States, those probably won't develop. And the one we're still watching, it's this one, that little feature in the Caribbean. Once this thing gets in the Bay of Campeche, that's the southwestern Gulf, it might try to get its act together. So let's look at the latest probabilistic outlook coming off the European ensemble. And you can see that the chance, and by the way, this is the probability of tropical storm formation. And in the core of the Bay of Campeche there, the southwestern Gulf, the numbers are actually up above 50%. So perhaps a storm will form there. And if anything forms, it will be lifting slowly northward toward either the coast of Texas or Louisiana. But really, the models don't do anything with it as it lifts northward. They just don't. So let's go through modeling. Model fans. This is the GFS. This is the 06C run, valid today at 4. And again, you can see troughing to the north, ridging out west. And down below that, there's a, you can't see it on these maps here, but there's a little surface trough near the Gulf Coast. And the better chance of the meaningful rain today will most likely be across the southern half of the state. This is the high-resolution HRRR model, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And you can see there should be some large areas of rain over much of the state, especially the southern two-thirds of the state. The sky mostly cloudy, highs in the 80s. So this is tomorrow. And again, this will be the day where rain is a little more likely statewide, and again, especially over the southern two-thirds of the state. In fact, let me drop in the high-resolution HER. This is valid tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. So we've got high school football games tomorrow night. And we stress the radar's not going to look exactly like this, but probably something like that. And the rain should be relatively widespread south of US 278, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Montgomery, Mobile. So if you're going to a high school football game tomorrow night, the idea is to bring the rain gear. The good news, don't expect any lightning delays. This should be mostly just light rain, and heat, no problem. Temperatures tomorrow will likely stay in the 70s all day because of clouds, rain, and a persistent easterly flow. So what about the weekend, you ask? This is Saturday, and again, the GFS is depicting dry conditions. But again, if we go to the European global model, you can see it's got a little potential for some little band of showers along the surface boundary. And again, because of that, out of respect to that, we'll mention the chance of isolated showers Saturday. And of course, whenever we say isolated, that means most places won't get rain, but just be aware that could be a situation Saturday. High should be in the 80s with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Most places dry. Sunday looks good. Now, there might be a shower near Dothan. Other than that, Sunday looks mostly sunny. The humidity values come down. Many places will start the day in the 50s early Sunday morning. It'll feel good. Next week looks kind of quiet. Now, Monday, again, if you're in Mobile, Dothan, the far southern part of the state, there could be a few showers. We're starting to see evidence that the front representing the leading edge of the drier air could be stalling out down there. So maybe a few showers for far south Alabama. The rest of the state dry with highs in the 80s. Same thing on Tuesday. Wednesday, same thing. Any showers near the Gulf Coast, and even there, probably not that many. Here's a week from today. This is Thursday, September 12th. An upper high north and west of the state, a trough coming into the west coast. And again, here things look dry with highs in the 80s. Let's go out 10 days. This is Saturday, September 14th. Got an upper high that's centered around Des Moines, Chicago, and Milwaukee. And that ridge is pumped up into Canada. And again, for us at the moment, it looks dry. And heat levels creeping up. Listen, this is September. We can have really hot weather in September. And are we done with the 90s? No, I don't think so. I think we might see a 90-degree day out there toward mid-month. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European ensemble. The mean has come down a little bit. Now it's under 2 inches between now and the 20th of September, the green line on that chart. Of course, some of the members of the ensemble show more rain, but the mean is what you look for. Temperatures coming off the NBM National Blend of Models. This is for Birmingham. Your number could be different. 87 today, 77 tomorrow. And that's, again, because of clouds, rain, and an easterly flow. And then 80s next week. But notice we're back up there at 90 on the 15th of September. And again, the coolest morning seems to be Sunday, where 50s are likely. In the latest long-range guidance, this is for September 12th through September 18th. And if this works out, temperatures here should be pretty close to average. So on this date in 1925, and no, I was not doing television weather back then, contrary to what you might believe, this is the Cooperative Weather Observer log for the observer in Centerville in Bibb County. And I know you can't read the numbers there, but this observer reported on that date, September 5th, 1925, 112. And that is the hottest temperature on record in Alabama. September 5th, not in August or July, but September. 1925 was a brutal, brutal summer. J.B. Elliott, the late, great J.B. Elliott, wrote an amazing piece called The 1925 Blast Furnace. I'm going to repost that later today. But every time we hit September 5th, I think back on that brutally hot day and that brutally hot summer, 1925. And again, that's Centerville, down in Bibb County. How about some cirrus clouds? I'm telling you, you got to look up feathery cirrus clouds in the sky yesterday. Absolutely loved those. Of course, cirrus clouds are great. Doesn't rain from them. They make for a great sunrise or a sunset. They're about 25,000 feet off the ground. They're ice crystals. And down below the cirrus layer, we had some cumulus clouds. Notice they're kind of flat. They didn't really develop much yesterday. Had a few alto cumulus clouds yesterday. I love looking at the sky. Always have. How about some views of the mighty Tennessee River? Lake Guntersville looking good. And off to the west, that's a look at the mighty Tennessee River from Sheffield, looking over toward Florence. All right, so today going to be up in Morgan County at Burleson Elementary School in Hartselle. That'll be a ton of fun. And then later I'll be speaking to the 6th graders at Haleyville Middle School. That'll be a Zoom call due to the time constraints. And then tomorrow I'm going to be in Alabaster at Thompson Intermediate School. I do believe it'll be the 4th grade I'll be seeing there. 4th graders are interesting people, very smart. And again, there's no book signing on Saturday. We're going to try and get back on it on the 14th, but we'll see. The schedule is jam-packed this time of the year. And hey, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.